What is going down, everyone? It's time for Mojobreak.com, the hype episode 244, Flawless Football. We're going to talk about that. I think we killed the product today, so you'll hear Dan's Hall of Fame acceptance speech coming up very soon. We also have overrated, underrated players in the hobby. We're going to have a discussion on that. We're going to talk about Fanatics acquiring more pieces to the empire that's going to be taking over the hobby here pretty soon. So lots of fun stuff to talk about on the show today. Also wanted to give a shout out to the bump box. You guys probably have seen the bump box all over Instagram, all over Flawless. The Niners had it, and walking out of the locker room pregame, you could see Snoop Dogg was promoting one. They made a custom one for us, and we were very proud of it. It looks great. Just send them the file, and they printed this up, and it looks phenomenal. You can play your guitar. You have a wireless mic right there that goes with it. Doesn't come with a guitar. Sounds amazing. And rad. We're going to have some karaoke nights here at the shop with it. And it's phenomenal piece of machinery. Just Google Bump Box. You'll be able to find it, Bump Box, and some great stuff. They make mini versions. They make little Bluetooth pagers that play music, too, that looks cool. You can, be retro. Very creative company, and I've met the owner, and super nice guy, and very creative with how they make their products. But let's get into 2021 Flawless. We all have to bow down to the greatness that Dan is. He was out there just doing Hall of Fame things, and he pulled the Mac Jones Shield 1/1 auto, which is the best card in the product. Pulled it in the first case, first try at it. Videos on YouTube, probably link it up here. You guys can find it. Dan, what's it like to put on that green jacket or the tan jacket?
Well, maybe? The thing is, to do what I do day in and day out takes a lot of hard work. You can't just do it overnight. Conrad knows. He's had this speech a million times, literally a million times. So I'm just glad I'm
talking to the mic, to the Hall of Fame.
I'm not going to talk into the mic because you moved the bump box. You could also find it at bumpbox.com, I believe.
Gotta make sure that's the website. Very prepared for this.
No, but I did joke. I did joke a little bit after I pulled it. I said the product's dead. It's over. It's finished. There's still a card or two that's pretty good. I was exaggerating. Conrad's going to pull a couple number to 5 Mac Jones. I mean, I do think we got the Mac Jones palette. So if you're looking for Mac Jones, there's only one place to go. That's Mojobreak.com.
Maybe for this week, we just change it to Mojobreak.com, home of the Mac Jones Flawless.
Home of the Mac Jones. Return of the Mac.
So let's just dive into the preparation. What is your routine to be able to go out there and win?
Well, I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning, and I was like, it's Flawless Day. Went out, did a little 2-mile run.
How long did that take you?
How long? I did it in a little bit over 7 minutes. I think one was 7:40, one was 7:17. I mean, I don't know what that has to do with anything. I did run out of the studio. It's good that I did get my preparation in, and I was able to stretch everything out because, you don't want to be pulling a hammy running through the office. So,
Yeah, I mean, because we actually had people on some of my Facebook comments because I posted the video, and they said that you weren't even moving your arms. So, I mean, do you not move your arms when you run for 7 minutes? Because then you might be able to get a 5-minute mile.
I run my arms, but
you said you were running and your arms weren't moving. He said, imagine if he was actually moving his arms. You guys can see the video yourself.
So
he was running with no. He was had basically. I
will
arms.
tell you right now. We don't have the cleanest office out there. There's a lot of tripping hazards and stuff. So I'm not going to be flying the hands around. That's how you break a wrist, break a finger. These are the money makers right here. I break these hands. There's no Mac Jones for anybody.
Yeah. Do you do any? Is there? For those that are out there that are aspire to be what you are, is there any kind of preparation
what I am or what I'm gonna be?
Because
don't even act like I'm done. I'll get out of this podcast right now, and is Greg breaking right now? I'll be like, get out of the way, Greg. We got to do a little.
You've been doing this thing for 12 years. You're a KG veteran, maybe on the backside of your career. But
some people call me a dinosaur, but whatever.
So what do you do? I mean, as far as keeping your hands in tip-top shape and being
apparently,
ready?
I don't move my arms when I run.
So that's key to success.
It's key to success, apparently.
Okay.
I'd like to know who was commenting because I'm pretty sure that I can take them in a 40-yard dash. What's up?
I think it was Aaron Thompson.
Yeah, I think I got him.
I think you got him.
I will challenge him though.
Yeah, I mean, so
Maybe the National?
being in that moment, I mean, what was that like? I mean, every card breaker dreams of moments of success like you just
Plus,
had.
if I had my arms pumping, man, I would just probably go right through into the shop, maybe, go right through the door.
It'd be like that clip, that famous clip of the outfielder who runs through the outfield wall.
Absolutely.
Just imagine that, but with Dan running through the Mojobreak shop.
Yeah,
here in
I
Santa
mean,
Clara.
look, we have a pretty big space, but it's just not big enough for my speed. I mean, I am the fastest breaker. We know this.
I mean, you already won a title with Topps. So then, we are, as a team, you were maybe the quarterback of the situation.
GM,
we
quarterback, coach.
We won the coveted box cutter, and we won
platinum
box cutter. Yeah. We don't like to say that name around here. We've changed it. But you won the box cutter. And then they actually said there's no more competition because we were so good.
Yeah.
Basically. So you've moved on. You're in another league with Panini now, and you basically come out and just show everybody what you're made of.
I don't do it for the personal accolades. I do it for the hobby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not just about. It's not a me. It's about an us and a team.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's a Hall of Fame poll. Do you guys have any other questions?
I mean, the ironic thing is that we are basically just assuming Mac Jones is a Hall of Famer.
No, it's a Hall of Fame poll.
It's a
Regardless
Hall of
if he
Fame
comes
poll,
out. Yeah.
but he still has to perform a little bit.
Nah,
What's the card worth?
live in the moment.
What's the card worth? That's what everybody wants to know. I don't know why we're sitting here talking about anything else other than the worth of the card. People want to know the monetary worth. What is it worth?
Well, let's start with C-Rad. What do you think that card is worth?
And
this is all opinion. Don't hold it. Hey, you said this. Don't say
yeah,
it.
I mean,
No, concrete. This
this is exactly how much you're gonna get if you sell this card.
No, not a penny more, not a penny less.
I'm gonna go. I mean, obviously over six figures. So I say safe 200. If the Black Prism 101 went for 100, is what I'm basing this off of.
The non-auto.
The non-auto Prism sold for $125. This card,
No, 100.
100.
Yeah.
And then
And
again,
then
it got
allegedly
resold.
it sold
Allegedly,
for
but then that was disputed.
This card runs circles around that card. This is the second best Mac Jones card in existence.
Right, and we don't know if the National Treasures. Do we know if the National?
I don't know if
Treasures
it has been hit yet.
We don't. Yeah, we don't know. I think at the right time. I don't think right now is the right time, but I think at the right time, through the correct auction house, it goes for $500,000.
I was gonna say $250K, and I'll tell you what I would do with
based on me pulling it too. You got to put a premium on that too. I mean,
you do have to
at least another $100,000.
I mean, we're getting comments like one of the good guys. Good guys don't always finish last, I guess. But Cody, what are your thoughts?
I was a good guy until this podcast.
Yeah, now you're firmly in the most wanted list. Yeah. I think I was going a little crazy this morning with some of my predictions, but I think now with a little bit of time to think about it, I'll land kind of in the middle of where all you guys are landing. I think if you sold that right now, it is a $250,000 to $300,000 card, and if you get maybe closer to the NFL season, if Mac performs and they put that at auction, then I think you're looking even more than that. But I think at least base level, it's $100,000 for the Black Prism. So yeah, I think you're to me minimum $250,000, and I would say $300K for sure.
And one thing that this rookie class has going for it is the upcoming rookie class. Because, I mean, yeah, maybe people start collecting Kenny Pickett. I mean, I'm sure there will be people, as a Steeler fan, Steeler have a big fan base. Kenny Pickett is probably the guy to get for this upcoming rookie class. But I think with 5 quarterbacks in 2021, I think you don't have to be worried about the threat of the next rookie class. Because I think with 19, you had Kyler and you had Daniel Jones, but then the next year you had Burrow and Herbert, right? So then you had Burrow and Herbert, then you had Lance, Wilson, Fields. So it's like people move on. I think less people will move on from this rookie class than, with the 2022 coming in. But I think if it was me, it's too risky to wait and not sell it. I would sell it now because, yes, he had a great season. What were they? They made the playoffs. He had a really good QBR. Obviously, the standout of the class on a good team with Belichick. They're adding pieces. But what happens if he goes into OTAs and he breaks his leg? He's out for the year. That's the risk. Right now, you have the hype. You have the hype of the new product.
You have the hype of the flawless release. I get that. But I think if you wait until August, he's not going to play much in preseason. He isn't. So you let the hype of the upcoming season and the what if factor. What he had a good year last year. What the Patriots could be better. I mean, another year in that system. I think it gets more in August than it does right now. I think the hype of the upcoming football season is greater than the hype of the flawless release.
I just that's not the risk I would take personally. I think. I mean, we see it because we pulled it. I've got so many people wanting to know who hit it, and how can they get in contact and blah blah blah.
But
as a customer, rest assured, I never respond to those, and I don't tell anybody anything because that's customer confidentiality. That's just not to be shared. But you think that many people are going to be hitting me up?
90% of those interactions are people who are trying to get this card on the cheap to just flip it instantly.
Maybe.
And if they are offering $125,000 for it, I'm not saying that is what an offer is. I'm just saying hypothetically, if they're offering 125, they probably think minimum they're going to be able to get double that if they were to send it to Golden or PWCC or any of the big auction houses and get at least double what their initial investment is.
Yeah, maybe, but those same amount of people that are interested now, are they going to have the same amount of interest come August?
They're interested in it for one reason.
It's new.
Is to flip it.
I think it's hype. It's all based on hype. There's going to be something else to chase then. Right now, that was the card to chase. So you have that. I mean, if you are selling, and this customer, I believe, is a Patriots fan, and he wants to hold on to the card, that's fine. If I had a Trey Lance, I probably money wouldn't be an issue with me either. Yeah. I wouldn't care about selling it, but I'm not a Mac Jones fan. So
I think there's also something that we got to consider as well is that for the first time this year, for this football year, this is not the highest end football product that's going to be released.
Oh, dude, come on. Dude, come on. You crazy?
There's a chance that Eminence Shield could be worth more.
Nope.
Cody?
No. This is I tend to agree with you guys too. This is the one. I will say if I'm gonna sell it, if I'm in that position where I've got this card in my hand, I know I'm finding the middle ground a lot, but to me the middle ground is the National in Atlantic City is about a week before preseason begins. It's the National.
The
big deals go down there. The timing's perfect.
The timing is right. You're in a setting where there's potentially
but then
lot of
at
buyers.
That point you almost have to hook up with a company though. Are you going to walk around with it and try to field offers and everybody knows around you that you have it? I'm a paranoid person. So I would be worried about that.
I mean, we've seen that much money exchanged with cards, or at least the value of those cards exchanged at smaller shows than the National. So, and it's going to be probably a skew East Coast fan base at that show. Probably going to be a lot
Atlantic
of
City.
Patriots fans at that show. So there's probably going to be a lot. And obviously, it's a huge card that enough huge names in the hobby are also going to be after. To me, that's the place to go. That's the place to wait it out. And you're, a week away from football at that point. So the hype level in every facet is at a 10. At that event.
And that may happen. I think
hire a security guard.
I think he wants to have the card in his hand, which is probably what I would want to, and he'll probably think about it for a few weeks. And then you're right. Maybe he goes to the National, which is, I believe he's, like you said, there's a bunch of Patriot fans. You're going to have all the auction houses at your disposal, whichever one you choose, and probably some press too, some more press to pump it up. Say, hey, that card's on display here. All these YouTubers will probably be talking about it.
And you could actually go and try to pitch it to the auction houses that are there. Like, who's going to give you the better deal?
Right.
You can go to all that. They're all going to be there. They're all going to want to take that card from you and auction it on their platform. So you can also work. You could also work that angle. Like, you don't necessarily need to find the collector who's walking around with, $250,000 in cash on him. You could also go to those auction houses and be like, all right, what percentage is going to be? Like, give me maybe future credit for auctions in the future. Like, if I hit any other cards, like, hook me up on that. I mean, you could leverage it into a pretty substantial deal for yourself.
Yeah. I mean, you could also leverage who's offering you stuff now too. That's why I'm saying. That's why for me, I would at least kick the tires maybe around right now with buyers. But
do you get it? Actually a question for everybody? You get this card graded? You get this card? You send it to PSA?
My answer is always the same. If it looks good enough to get graded,
you crack it out of the flawless.
That's the only reason I would say no.
Encased. You're taking the sticker off.
Yeah.
It's out in the open now.
I would only do it if it looks good enough to get graded. Otherwise, I would leave it in.
I mean, how does grading change the value of that card? And I'm serious. I mean, what does it do? What premium does a PSA 9 or PSA 10 or a BGS 9.5? What value does that add to it?
I don't think it adds any value. I think it adds more assurance that it's been looked at and it's legit, I guess, for potential buyers down the road. Not that it wouldn't be.
It's a great thing about, joining group breaks, though, because there is an archived video out there forever.
Sure.
To,
If there was a way, I know this sounds silly and it won't happen, but if there was a way to encase it and grade it and leave it in the encase, yeah, but...
Wait.
Bruh.
Wait.
So like double magnetic.
You just say you want to get an encased card graded inside inside the magnetic.
In a way, I said that because it keeps the seal and nobody's touched it.
And then maybe at some point we can grade that. So it can be slab. Can I get slab 14 different times? Isn't there? And then I can get that certified by somebody.
It's the diamond sticker. You get the
third
grading.
The Mike Baker.
But that would be the third one. That would be the third slab, the third sticker, third authentication.
I want my slab to be about 75 pounds of just like slabs on slabs on slabs. I think that's what I want.
And I get it if you're carrying it around the National and you want to make sure that it doesn't get stolen.
Yeah.
And you're
no one's stealing that thing.
You have a hand truck that you're carrying it on.
Yeah, you got a big paperweight in your pocket. No one's taking that.
Good luck.
C-Rad sent me that picture through Slack of like it was a Jalen Hurts book that was in
ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Jeez.
Like you would think they would figure out the way to plastic something like that.
It's the best we got. It's the best we got. I mean, that was the size of a comic book, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I think I would. I always take the safe bet, but I also will be that guy that sold the LeBron James black refractor for a fraction of what.
I mean,
which actually might be down to the same price now, but like then you kick yourself if he does play good. So I mean, it's probably a can't-win situation. I just like to take if I'm playing Deal or No Deal and I've got the 200,000 and they're like the million's still out there and they offer me 400,000 and I could have the chance of just $1, I'm taking the safe bet and I'm walking. You know what I mean? I'm not going to gamble to get the million. I'm going to take the money in hand and guarantee myself that. It's just me, though. But it changes when you're a fan of that team.
Yeah, I mean, I
You
don't
gamble
know.
it? You wouldn't take that Deal or No Deal?
I would not sell that card right now. Now maybe I'd put it up on eBay at a high buy it now and just get an idea of offers that would trickle in, just to, because I mean I'd put a high buy it now at 800,000 or something stupid, right? Something insane. And if somebody basically offered me 500,000, maybe, yeah. But
Just PayPal?
it's just PayPal, just a Bitcoin, ETH, I don't know, whatever.
Well, then
Whole lot of Dogecoin, I think.
And I'm not a financial advisor, but you'd get taxed on whatever percentage of that if you took it through eBay, right?
Huge. Yeah.
You would get a
You know, lofty.
hefty tax bill.
what is it?
1099.
1099. There we go. I knew it had a niner in there.
Yep.
Had a niner.
So for those that
Huge
don't know
1099
about
bill.
Flawless, we probably should go over the fact that it's a 2-box case. There's 10 cards in each briefcase, meaning the case has 20 cards in it total. And their cases are retailing around $20,000, which means briefcases are around $10,000 ish on retail. And there's obviously big cards like this. You've got veterans like Montana. You have Jerry Rice.
Brady.
You have there's 10 Brady autos in there, I believe. And there's a good amount of shields of all the rookies. This is the best rookie shield that you can get.
Sorry.
Dan ruined it. Now, my question here is, how much does this affect, and I know this is what everybody's thinking, and this is what everybody's talking on social media, how much does this affect the prices of Flawless going forward? Just this one card.
How much does it affect the price of the product altogether, or if you're doing PYTs, specifically the Patriots?
I guess you can go for both.
If I had to throw a percentage out there, I think the product devalues about 15%, but I think the product was going to devalue anyway because I believe it came out at such a ridiculous inflated price that it's going to go down, and I think it's going to keep going down.
But they don't make a lot of it.
This card being pulled on day one does not help that, and that's the other thing. Like, I want to talk about Panini chooses where these cases go and all that, and I know it's great. A Group Breaker pulled it. Let get all the conspiracy theories, but like, it is not. Panini doesn't. Panini doesn't care. They don't care. This is great that it came out the first day.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because they've sold essentially all the product except for the product they are holding on, I think, available on their website at the moment, which is probably less than 10% of the total print run is what they
Right.
hold and
If
put
you were
on
a
their
conspiracy
website.
theorist, you want this card to come out.
You want this card to come
couple
out
more
last.
weeks,
Yeah,
at
and
least.
if you're a distributor and you're holding on the products, this coming out right now is not a perfect situation. It is not what happened with the LeBron James triple logo man, where it kind of just hung out for a while, and the people in the middle of the industry, the middlemen of the industry, were the ones who were benefiting the most. People who had the product that were trying to sell it to either group breakers or high rollers that were chasing the triple logo man, they were the ones who were benefiting.
Right.
It was not Panini. Panini was not benefiting. They didn't have any more product to sell. It was whoever was holding the product.
Sure. Is this the equivalent of the triple logo man being pulled? I mean, obviously the value's a lot different, but
This is the equivalent of the triple logo man for this release.
I want to make an argument because I've been noticing, because, obviously I do a ton of breaks and do a ton of PYTs too. I will make the argument that the Lawrence is just as sought after as is Mac Jones, because the prices of those teams, I've noticed sometimes the Jaguars even nowadays sell more
first.
than the Patriots.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'll pull that one too then.
yeah.
I mean,
I will.
I'll just no, I'll do
first
it.
break
I'll
tonight.
Challenge accepted.
No,
Dan.
I'll just go do. I mean, I got a couple minutes. I guess I can go in there and pull it.
I'm in C-Rad's corner as well. I think that we are completely undervaluing the rest of this rookie QB class. I think the fact, if it was like, even like a few years ago where it was like, by the end of the run of 2020, where it was like, it's clear that it's Burrow and it's Herbert. These are the guys. I know Tua had some love too, but I felt like it was clear that those were the two guys. And if you don't get one of those two guys, then hey, you tried. Whereas this, I feel like that no one has completely separated from the pack. And I know Mac is the guy for most people, but I think personally, he's kind of hit his. I don't know if he's going to get much better than what we saw last year.
Is what people are. That's the general sentiment I get from other people as well.
Whereas I think Lawrence,
I love the negativity, gentlemen.
I know. No. I'm trying to be positive.
Hey,
I'm saying Trevor Lawrence is
just
gonna
out
be
here
better.
trying to do work, just trying to make dreams happen, and
Trevor Lawrence.
I'll try
will be
harder
better.
next time.
Trevor Lawrence is going to be better. I don't know about Fields. Trey Lance, I think, will be better. Yeah, I'm being
better than who?
He'll be better than what we obviously you didn't see anything from him.
Better
last
than
year.
who?
I still like Zach
Better
Wilson,
than Mac
too.
Jones?
well, yeah.
Possibly yes.
Get out of here, Cody.
I don't think it's
come
complete.
on.
Well, there's a reason the Niners drafted him over Mac Jones. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, to be fair,
Well, with that theory, then Zach Wilson should be the number one QB.
There's Zach Wilson. I didn't even mention Zach Wilson. Zach
Yeah.
Wilson as well.
Nobody
There's
ever
a
does.
bunch of guys. There's a bunch of guys.
I actually
here who
still
can-
like
who
Zach
can
Wilson
click.
too.
Yes.
But to be fair, like again, the Jaguars, Niners, and Patriots prices are very similar to what I've seen, like to where I'm discounting them, like the order in which the teams are taken off the board. So like I just said that to say that there's still big hits to
well,
find
and to your argument, which I'm not raining on the champagne parade that Dan's having, is
Sounds like we are.
Sounds
like that's exactly what we're doing.
The Jaguars have no vets, and they're selling for the same price as the Patriots and the Niners, who have vets. I mean, the
Niners have the biggest.
Patriots
checklist.
have Tom Brady. The Niners have the biggest checklist.
Are you sure?
Yes, there's 10 Tom Brady autos in there.
Are you
As a-
sure
as a
they're
Patriot.
not Buccaneers?
Yeah.
No, we looked.
Okay.
The NFL
They have Buccaneers cards, but they're
NFL
just
Shield.
relics. Yeah.
They do have NFL Shield diamonds of Brady in the Buccaneers uniform, but autos are Patriots.
And it looks like it might not be a flawless card. It's like a Super Bowl signature card.
Yeah.
So they might have inserted those just to have some chase with Brady in there.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like if people, or unless the Patriots were too cheap in our breaks, but for full transparency, this guy who hit a potential 200K card, I say potential, paid $2,000. So that was what the price was
and
on
used
pre-sale.
and used the discount code that you can get through signing up for our mailing list on Mojobreak.com.
Yep. And listening to our podcast, which I know Cody dropped at the beginning of the episode. So, deals to be had, and you could be the next champagne guy. Pouring champagne, running around your house. He actually, apparently the guy that hit it ran around just like Dan, and he said he wished he had a video. We could have put him like side by side, maybe had a race or something to see who actually.
I can only
better.
imagine how happy he was to get to hit a card like this.
And it's like winning the lottery in a sense.
It is.
Is
Absolutely.
what it is, and especially if you've been buying the Patriots for the whole year, and this is like the epitome. This is like the grand prize in a sense.
I did see somebody refer to this card as the Mac Jones logo man.
Yeah, I guess it's the equivalent.
Yeah.
It is the equivalent, and it is a logo.
There's no man.
There's
though.
no man.
So we're almost. We're 2/3 of the way.
We're close. We're in the ballpark. We're in the ballpark.
Yeah.
Well, and let's see if we have the Trevor Lawrence shield in our cases. So you can go to Mojobreak.com and get into more breaks, whether it be pick your team style, whether it be random number, whether it be tiered. We've got a lot of different options on the site to get in on Flawless. It's I know we say this every show, and we've said this a lot. This product is for group breaks. It's like, at $20,000, not a lot of people can digest that and buy a $20,000 case, but buying maybe a $300 team, $500 team, or going big and buying a $2,000 team, a lot easier than spending $20K to $25K on a case. So definitely check that out. Wanted to get into the college license. Some of the big colleges, including Alabama, are coming to Topps and Fanatics. The deal was announced with Alabama. I believe there was a couple other big colleges. It was kind of willy-nilly that some are exclusive and some aren't. It wasn't really, because I know there's still some licenses that Panini has under contract. So I think some of those will still be with Panini as well. So there'll be like a dual license until their license runs out. But it's just another piece in the puzzle. It's just chipping away at this card market. It's taking every little piece that's left. And, I think the writing's on the wall that Panini's time is going to be tough going forward. So we don't know if they're going to sell. Probably should. I don't know what they're going to do. If they don't, because remember when we originally talked, guys, we were talking about, well, they can still make collegiate NT. They could still make, collegiate Prism.
Yeah.
Well, now that's even harder. And now it's almost like if they were to continue to make product under the Panini brand, say 3 or 4 years down the line, it would have to be NIL deals. It would have to be airbrushed. It would have to be similar to Leaf product.
Yep.
So, what are your guys' thoughts? Whoever wants to take this first, what are your thoughts? Maybe we start with Cody. What do you think about this deal, and how does this add to the Fanatics empire?
It just is kind of like, I feel like they keep ramping it up every single time. Like they start with WWE, which I know didn't seem like a big deal, and then obviously the Prism drops that week, and it seemed like a much bigger deal. The fact that they swooped in and get the WWE license back, but it does just kind of feel like we're chipping away. In a sense, if the plan, which again I don't know, this is pure speculation. If the plan is we are just going to keep chipping away at you until you have nothing left. Like, it's almost a little like you could say they're going easier than they were on Topps, whereas Topps, they just completely took the rug out from under them, went, oh, your biggest license, we have it now. Your biggest thing, we have it now. And I know you could say the NFL and the NBA, but I think there's also the feeling of, like, from Panini's perspective, that they are a European company. And, hey, as long as we have World Cup soccer, as long as we have some of these big soccer licenses, we're fine. We survived for years with that. And I think this is all leading up to that they eventually want to take that World Cup license. That, to me, is the golden goose of Panini. So, I don't know what it takes at this point. I don't think they can keep waiting for them to
what do
take
you
it.
think it's the blueprint's there with what Fanatics is doing. What's the next license that Fanatics will go
That's the
after?
thing.
Is it UFC?
It has to be UFC would be next.
Which I believe there's already some partnerships with Fanatics.
Yes.
I mean, they're NASCAR. Could be NASCAR.
Could be.
Probably not.
Well, we'll talk about it in a bit, but I feel like NASCAR is the type of thing that it's small, but we saw with WWE.
It is a asset and a piece to the puzzle. I'm not saying that, like, if Panini is holding that one NASCAR license, that's going to make them sustainable. But it is an asset. It is a piece. I don't know why you're laughing. I said I don't think.
I'm just laughing because I'm just imagining, like, Panini, like, literally just putting out NASCAR products and that's it.
Well, and then I think it was based on stickers, but they took some of the soccer license away too.
The Euro is gone, which is a massive blow. But I think they probably think, okay, as long World Cup is the one, because I mean, we see it. The interest ramps up every 4 years when the World Cup's around for soccer.
It's a tough one. I mean, I know it's a huge category, but it's a huge category every 4 years.
It's basically, is Panini okay being just the soccer people for a long time?
And NASCAR.
And NASCAR.
Fortnite as well, right?
I believe they have.
They have the Fortnite license.
Fortnite
okay.
license.
So yeah, are they okay being that?
Do people still play Fortnite?
Oh yeah.
The first series of Fortnite that we were giving away goes for a lot of money.
Don't remind me.
I just saw an Instagram ad that a Fortnite SGC 10 of some, like, rare costume from the game. It was a blue cracked ice, sold for $15,000.
Yeah, we were literally we brought a bunch to the National and just gave it away.
We were trying to give it away to kids.
We were giving it we were just giving it away to every kid.
That's at least we gave it to the kids. That's important.
Yeah. So,
but you kind of look at this in terms of, like, a lease, in a sense. Like, say you're trying to sell your business, there is a time that you run out of what you can make as a business, and that time that lease is like 3 to 4 years right now for Panini. So they still have 3 to 4 years. So do you continue to run it until the wheels fall off? Or do you basically sell now? Because you got to think that, and this is from business talk, you know, I want Panini to stay standalone, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the possibility. It's not with what's happening with the licensing. But so you've got your valuation of your business has to be going down as it gets closer to when these licenses run out.
It also depends on what the perceived value of Panini's IPs are. What their IP,
right.
like the Flawless and National Treasures and Prism and Optic and all those brands that we know and love.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say.
I mean, they can still make money and make products for 2-3 years. Where is their evaluation on that stuff? Is it because that? I mean, there's probably been offers. They're like, let's face it. I mean, there probably has been talks already, and those talks haven't seen eye to eye, probably because Panini is valuing their IP at more than what Fanatics believes it's worth.
Yeah.
And you're right. Like, there is a time clock to this where
it's like a Dutch auction and it's going down.
It is kind of the valuation, but again, the IP is worth a lot of money. Regardless if you're going to be able to make a product, the Panini brand that they've made in this market is worth a lot.
Right. We're just talking about it. We're just talking about Flawless. We've talked about National Treasure. We talked about Prism last week. Those are brands.
The last month of releases, it feels like, have been all led by Panini brands and Panini products. Yeah.
Right. So you could be stubborn if you're Panini and just go and say, hey, we're keeping those brands. So then what's Fanatics play? They're going to have to basically create the same brands but call it something else, similar to a Inception Origin situation. Does that fly with collectors? Are you going to be like,
I think it could, but I do think it takes a while. Like, Panini's brands didn't just work overnight.
Could you go National Treasures with a Z?
No, I don't think so. Is that a serious question?
It feels like you're like rebranding like National Treasures Extreme, with spelled with an X or something.
Or could you call it like Extreme Treasure? I mean, like, could you
Extreme Treasures? Wow, thanks, Cody.
No, you can't because it's not 2002 anymore. We don't do that anymore.
Let's come up with names. Let's hypothetically come up with names. What could you call Prism if you couldn't use a Prism name?
Prism, Starburst, like the candy.
Shiny Boom.
I was about to say shiny stuff. Yeah.
Shiny stuff.
You could just call it Mojo. It's great. I like the name.
Can you say Nat Treasures?
Nat Treasure.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm just trying to think of it. Yeah. What could you do with Flawless?
I mean, you would have to you've had like that. People use manufacturers use chromium technology, chrome,
Fanatics
platinum.
Chromium.
Like you would have to I don't know, figure out.
Is there words that you cannot trademark, or if you've I know these.
I think it
manufacturers
pertains to a category. Like I can't make a Prism trading card, but I could make Prism whatever, like Prism bookmarks, as long as like it hasn't been done in that category yet.
Could they just come out with the Topps brands and go Definitive Football would be the new National Treasures, and then they could do Transcendent?
I mean, that's
they
what
do Transcendent Football, but retool it so that it's more.
Sure, yeah,
that's what they're gonna have to do. If they can't get the IP.
So yeah, it'll. I mean, they have Topps. They could Topps Chrome.
So they wouldn't lose much by going Topps Chrome over Prism, correct?
Yeah, it would just be Topps Chrome. I mean, that's the good thing. That's a good situation that Fanatics Topps is in, is that they already have established IP. So they can use Chrome, they can use Definitive, they can use Transcendent, they can use everything at their disposal.
Clearly authentic. Yeah. I mean, there's the finest.
So that's probably where the hiccup is that Topps Fanatics is using that as leverage to Panini, saying, hey, like, we're still going to be able to use what we own and be successful.
But
of course, we would like your IP, but it has to financially make sense.
But that probably won't be enough because of the evaluation of the business, the amount of money they've spent. They need to have Definitive Football and National Treasures Football. They need to have they're basically trying to make all the products that are out in the market because their valuation is based on all the products in the market. So if they only have, then they're going to have to create like the Treasures with a Z or something like that to act, because they won't just make Definitive and then call it a day.
I think out of the gate they can do that, and then slowly integrate new brands and new ideas into the fold, but still with the old known brands make money on those. Not like they take over the license and then there's 47 new SKUs and new releases that people have to like jump into and either like or the market's going to take to them. I think you release one here and then next year maybe you release another one. You just slowly integrate new brands into the fold.
There's a lot of smart people at Fanatics. I'm sure they'll figure it out, but like any new endeavor, there's going to be hiccups. And, we're heading into some potential maybe not so good rookie classes. So, which may be good to have hiccups during those and getting ready for, like, I don't know, Bronny Jr. or whoever's going to come out that's going to be, the next big thing, and maybe wade through this time. But I think that Fanatics is feeling the pressure from all the people that are involved, all the people that invested, to get those brands now to be able to. And that's the thing, is that Panini holds those exclusives for the next 3 or 4 years. I don't think they want to wait.
No, that's what I was going to say that too.
You know what I mean?
Fanatics wants those. They want those IPs now.
Right.
They want to be able to make football and basketball cards now.
Right. They want to be able to, which is weird. They are selling Prism through their website. So if there's any kind of damaged relationship.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things that probably get worked around that we don't know. I mean, this is all hypothetical. I mean, we don't have a seat at the table by any means. We're just saying a lot of what ifs.
Yeah, it's fun to talk about because we don't know what's going to happen. So all these possibilities and figure out what's going to happen. I want to switch to the who's the most overrated and underrated in the hobby, and this is across all sports. I will say NASCAR as a whole is overrated.
Why do we have the Napa know-how? What did Chase Elliott do to us?
There's nothing. He could be underrated. I didn't say he's overrated.
I mean, why do we always got to hate on Chase?
Because he's defensive.
Opposite.
I take the Wiggins on there as if like you were thinking that he's underrated.
Yes, indeed, underrated.
You know what I was thinking about?
Wait, you saying that Mac Jones is overrated? Are we doing this again? Didn't we just do this in the last segment?
That's right. Well, that's why I was like, I'm gonna holster my opinions. But yes, the Mac. And again, this stems from people. I think as you guys, as Dan pulls the incredible, flawless, one of one shield RPA of Mac Jones. In
Dan
case
and
you
day
forgot,
out.
breaking news.
Did we talk about that today?
But some of the reaction has been obviously mostly positive, but some people being like, can't believe Mac Jones' cards go for this much. Guy's not, he's going to be nobody. He's going to be a nobody in a couple years. We've seen the best of Mac Jones. So I'll throw it to you guys. Who are your most overrated, underrated, not just athletes in the hobby, but maybe even products in the hobby? But we'll start just with some of the athletes. And I guess I should just ask, is Mac Jones overrated right now in this hobby?
I think silence. Yeah, we can't do that.
I was waiting for somebody else to answer.
Somebody talk.
I took a deep breath because I was thinking, because we just were on that high of pulling that card. But I would lean. I'm more of a centerist in this argument, so I think I would lean a little bit more towards the overrated. Not completely overrated, but a little bit overrated.
I'm gonna say no, he's not overrated, and this is a question that pops up literally every single year because of it's just the nature of the rookies of the year that they're in, right? You're going to have these rookies sell for a crazy amount every single year, especially these top guys like Trevor Lawrence and Mac Jones. And I don't think they're overrated. They're just that's what people want and are hyped up out and want to spend their money on for that year. Now we'll see in a year or two, maybe he could be overrated. Like my guy that I'm going to say is overrated is Patrick Mahomes. He's overrated in the hobby.
Bias.
So like he had
Tyreek Hill. Is this Tyreek Hill?
Okay. So my argument is that obviously no bias here, but Patrick Mahomes had an incredible start to his career. Youngest, won a Super Bowl, MVP, all that stuff, like all the accolades. But now at this point, like we've seen his team not be as successful. Like people were putting him on a pedestal as if he was the next Tom Brady. He may still be the next Tom Brady, but until he wins that second, third Super Bowl, fourth Super Bowl, like I gotta see it to justify the prices that he's at, where he's at the Brady level already with these prices, if not getting very close to the Brady level of prices. So that's why for me he's very overrated in the hobby. But for Mac Jones, I think he's just the new hype rookie for this year. And I know we're not a huge quarterback class next year, so maybe those quarterbacks won't be as hyped as this year's. But pick it for the Steelers will still sell for more than people would think he should sell for as well next year. It's going to be the same thing.
All right, Mac Jones, underrated because of what he could be in the future on that team with that coaching staff, wearing that logo on his helmet. The what if factor that he could be the next Tom Brady.
Yeah, if he was on the Dolphins, would we have the same?
Probably not.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm saying underrated, because I believe he is underrated because of the potential of what he could be wearing that jersey and playing that position. Overrated. Jordan Poole.
Oh,
I'm a Warrior fan. And based on his card
Shots
prices
fired.
right now, you got to, I mean, Doug actually bought a Spectra?
yeah, it was
die cut rookie.
number to 8, the Universal.
Guy was trying to get what, 1,500 at the show?
Yeah, it's $1,000 card all day.
That is insane. If you look at what he is doing, I know he had a good regular season, but lights are shining bright in the finals. He is not showing up. He's hitting a couple big shots here and there, but overrated at this moment, Jordan Poole. Underrated, Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown is the best player on that team.
Oh, he's all right.
Last game, it wasn't very good.
No, but man, if I'm building a team, I think I'd rather have Jaylen Brown on my team than Jason Tatum.
Oof, that's tough. That's tough, but I give you that.
And as far as underrated, NASCAR in the hobby and as a sport as a whole, just underrated everywhere.
Did you go to the Sonoma race?
I did not go. I watched it, though. Daniel Suarez won. Pitbull.
Who?
That's Pitbull's team. The singer.
Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
damn, I didn't know that. That's tight.
that's cool. I'm gonna say overrated, Luka. And I know I've been harping on Luka.
Oh, that's
But you know why?
yeah, no
Because I
doubt.
feel the collectors. I feel that so many of these collectors came in and that were the pandy. You know, they came in and they were like, everybody bought Lucas. Everybody bought Lucas at $1,800. They were $1,800 base prisms, PSA 10s. Oh my God, I gotta get one. Silvers at $10,000. I gotta get one. Those are $200 cards and $800 cards now. So Luka literally lost the most money out of anybody in the hobby for more people than any of these players we're talking about. So that is why he's overrated. Panini might have had a hand in that too,
I can see
but
that.
so many more people lost on Luka than any of these guys we're talking about.
Yeah, I can see that.
Overrated. And I know he's climbing the level. He needs some help on that team, but it's just like he's just the golden boy of the hobby, and I just don't see it yet. Win me a ring, get an MVP, do some things.
Now
when they actually put a team around him,
he's gonna be really good. They're gonna be really good. That team's
is
gonna be
he
really good.
still going to be the same player he
Yeah.
is right now?
Yeah, I think so.
He's like a fine wine. He gets better with age.
Yep.
Doesn't look like it.
No, I will say this. My pick was most overrated, Patrick Mahomes. Your pick, most overrated, is Luka Doncic. Now, when they play well, it does help the hobby in general because of the same reasons.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we want them to do well, actually. We want Luka to do
course.
well. We want Patrick Mahomes to do well. It's just like kind of like echoing what you're saying with my argument with Patrick Mahomes is that I need to see more, even though he's done great things already in his young career. I need to see more to justify those prices that are close to Tom Brady.
I think underrated.
And Luka Doncic, the same thing.
Yeah.
His prices are outrageous
yeah.
compared to his peers that do the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
agree.
look at Trae Young. I've talked about Trae Young.
I don't know
and
about
Luka,
Trae, but-
Trae Young and Luka's prices. Like,
Maybe like Ja, like
Did
Tatum.
you just hear what Trae Young said to the media that he's saying Steph didn't create this three movement, that it was him? All the kids are doing it because of him?
When did he say that?
Unless it was fake.
he didn't say that.
He did.
He didn't say that.
He said
there can't be any truth to that.
he said that there's more kids coming up to him and said, I'm shooting threes because of you. I'm taking long threes because of Trae.
He's busy doing commercials.
Absolutely delusional if he said
Absolutely.
I don't know. It's hard to believe what gets put out in the
Nah,
media.
he didn't. I can't see.
They said Tracy McGrady said that Steph was the 112th best player of all time, was reported somewhere, and it was false.
Tracy
So-
McGrady said that.
Yeah, he said that he ranks him 112.
Supposedly.
He didn't, though. He said that he didn't rank him as high as Jordan and Kobe yet because 2 of the championships were won by Kevin Durant.
There's a huge difference between being compared to those two guys and being ranked 112th.
Exactly, but I'm saying that is the stories that are coming up on our Facebooks and our Twitters, and if you don't research it, people start to believe that. Just like the $175,000 Mac Jones resale didn't happen. One person put it out, and then everybody started saying it. I heard it in the chat. I heard it in other comments. It was false, but people started to believe what they read on the internets. As far as underrated, I actually think this is a wild pick, but I think Jalen Hurts is underrated. He came into camp, bulked up a little bit, went to the playoffs last year, although looked horrible in the playoffs. Hopefully it was a first-time jitters, but I think the Eagles are on the right path. I think that division could be easily won by the Eagles because I think the Cowboys are leaking oil. I think the Washington Commanders are still on the uptick, and I think that they could win that division again, and Jalen Hurts could have a strong season.
That's not bad. I gotta speak on this because he's on the slide. Andrew Wiggins. I don't know if you guys seen it too on Slab Stocks. They put up a thing like if you had invested $100 on Wiggins or whatever 5 years ago, you would up to this point where he's playing incredible in the finals, you would still be losing money right now. This is like. So he can't. I don't think he's underrated, man. I think he is where he is, and he obviously fits great with the Warriors. He's playing tremendously for us. But in terms of the hobby, I think his time has passed. I don't think he's underrated.
Well, an interesting side note, and I was trying to find pictures, but I think you started – so when C-Rad met us, he had gotten into an eminence break, which was the year of Andrew Wiggins' rookie year.
Yep.
And I believe the only two rookies in eminence that year was Wiggins and Jabari Parker. So
Mhm.
you were trying to get a Wiggins back then.
Yep.
I think you wound up getting some Kobe cards, which is cool, which I probably wish you still had them.
And I know. I wish I still had it. I was running around the house when I hit that too.
But then this came to be, and then it's kind of funny that Wiggins is on the Warriors now, right? So
I would have never imagined back in 2014 that we would have him on the team, obviously, because he was the number one pick. You don't think he's going to end up on a team that's already stacked like the Warriors, right? You to be able to get a number one pick and him turn out the way he has, it's like Warriors front office obviously saw things that we didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have made that move necessarily. That's
and
why
getting rid of D'Lo, which probably would have been most people would have said keep D'Lo as opposed to having Wiggins on the team.
And now the T-Wolves are trying to get rid of D'Lo right now. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I know
That's
that's crazy,
report.
right? So what are your overrated, underrated?
I'm gonna stick with my bread and butter, which is baseball. Which I gotta go with. It pains me to say this for overrated. A guy who I'm going to coin this phrase right now on the show, the Zion Williamson of baseball.
Wow.
When he's playing, phenomenal. You get it. Could be a transcendent
I know where he's
figure,
going.
but he's never healthy, and it's
Ooh.
Fernando Tatis.
The face of baseball, according to Doug.
He could be the face of baseball, but he's
the
just,
face of the injured list.
he is. I don't know if you guys saw the recent news.
He's hurt, and they're like, it doesn't look good.
Yeah, they're basically saying we wanted him to be swinging a bat this month. That's not going to happen. He could be out the whole year. And what's hurting it more, too, is the Padres
Are good.
are better without him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that.
They're sure. I mean,
I know
need to look at it
I know they're tied for first, or at least they were, but I don't think the Padres are like, well, it's a good thing that Fernando Tatis isn't in the middle of the order.
They would much rather have Tatis than not have Tatis, but the fact is they don't need him right now to win, and they look just as strong or close to as strong.
I don't
as the
disagree.
Dodgers.
I'll go back on what I said about the face of baseball. It's funny because you mentioned Zion, who's mentioned to be overweight. And then you look at Tatis, you might be like, he needs to gain some weight. Maybe that's why he keeps getting injured.
And
he's
needs
such
to
a
get off
slim
those
guy.
motorbikes as well.
Yeah, no
motorcycles.
kidding. Maybe cut the hair too. I don't know what the key is.
He's having a great year. Bryce Harper.
Very good year. And you know what? If anyone is, in a weird way, I wasn't going to say he's underrated, but what he's doing right now, he should be having Tommy John surgery right now. And he said, I'm going to be a DH, and is having maybe the best offensive season.
He's a ball player. He's a ball player.
Wait, who's your underrated then for baseball?
I was going to say Bryce Harper's a sexier pick, but I was going to go with a less sexy pick, but it's the guy I think is the NL MVP right now, and it's Paul Goldschmidt of the St. Louis Cardinals. If you guys are watching him at all, what the Cardinals are doing, Cardinals are a good team, but like Goldschmidt is basically like he went to the Cardinals and kind of had not down years, but like good years. And I think it kind of leveled everything off. He's also in, I think, the same set as Trout, so that's always kind of makes it tough.
Or no, Harper.
That's right. It's Harper. Okay, I thought he was in a 2011 update. So, but
Maybe for that, but for
for
Bowman.
It's
what I mean,
also
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
I would
So
actually
double.
say that Goldschmidt might be one of the most underrated hobby subjects ever.
across the board,
He never
He's consistent.
consistent and never really went to that next level in the hobby.
Well, he fell off a little bit when Lincecum retired. Fell off a little bit.
that's right.
But then he got back.
Couldn't eat up on Tim Lincecum every
Actually, when
40
Lin-
of his home runs were
when
against
Lincecum was done, I was like, well, heck of a career Goldschmidt.
Yeah.
But you might as well just retire
That's it.
with Lincecum.
Yeah.
That's a great pick for underrated. I feel like beyond 2011, he's been underrated at like 2012 to now.
He is. I mean, look at the numbers right now. He has been on such a tear since the start of May. The Cardinals are playing really well, and I think the only thing he's really needed is an MVP season. Well, now it's happening, and then you look at the body of work he's put together, playing now with Norland Arenado too.
And you can
There's
actually,
a Hall of Fame.
You
case
can
here.
search, and we're not just talking about his prospect auto or his flagship rookie. You can look at current Goldschmidt cards, like in
$20,
a lot of
$30 autos. Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at autos that are well under like $50 for on-card autos.
Of all the guys we've talked about, probably the most affordable. And again, I think right now he's the MVP favorite.
I would say him and Miguel Cabrera, I believe, is underrated.
Yeah,
in the
but you know what
hobby.
I think the problem with those guys is, and I'm not talking about their performance on the field, is they sign everything. And like it's almost like Topps just take a break from some Goldschmidt autos like for a little while. Maybe only have him in some high-end stuff. It's like he's in Tribute, he's in Museum, he's in Series 1, he's in it's like
you just answered your own question though. He's like, they're easy to get. Like, why do you want to alienate the guys who are like easy to get?
because there's too much of them. You have to create a little bit more scarcity because it's like if you have a tier 1 to 99 and then you have a tribute to 99 and then you have a museum to 99 and then it's like the next year it's the same thing, a tribute to 99, a museum to 99.
You don't know. Maybe those guys are calling up Topps and saying, "Hey, can I come down and sign some cards?"
And
like
that's
they're actively like trying to go out of their way. Like, "Hey, I'm gonna be right here if you want to come and sign some cards."
And he's probably doing it for the fans, which is great. But like, there's also that scarcity factor.
I was gonna say, man, those Goldsmith super collectors are probably loving the fact that he's in everything.
Yeah, and they could buy it for
cheap, yeah.
for whatever they want. But also the problem is he was a Diamondback rookie and now he's a Cardinal, so his original cards are going to be Diamondback.
Actually,
colors are close, but
and you can put Freddie Freeman up there as well.
Yeah,
as one of those guys who statistically puts up stats every year, but the hobby value doesn't translate.
It is catching up. I think him going to the Dodgers is actually catching up, which is funny because he's having like one of his worst power seasons in a long, long time. So it's funny his stuff is actually going a little bit up, whereas his stats are kind of flatlined or even gone down in some aspects.
He looks weird in Dodger blue.
Looks very weird, especially those blue
and
pajamas they were wearing.
those blue jerseys that they had
Terrible.
with the blue pants. I was like, what? I'm like, what is going on?
Awful.
I'm like, those are hideous.
You want to talk about overrated? Those jerseys.
Those jerseys, they should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah.
They were terrible.
I say this knowing full well that those Giants, the City Connects is what they call them, those Giant City Connects, also garbage.
The creamsicles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Oh,
Terrible.
God.
Terrible.
Terrible. They are
Actually,
entering the so bad it's good, but it's still bad.
Now total tangent. The Marlins City Connect, also terrible.
Oh, hard disagree.
Oh,
the black
dude.
ones, right?
No,
the red and the blues.
Yeah, the red and the
Sugar
blues.
Kings.
Dude, it looked like let
me pull it up.
It looked like a team.
Yeah, I need to see this.
It looked like a team from like RBI baseball from like 1989 on Nintendo.
I could not disagree
Dude,
more. In
you
fact,
are out of your
If
mind.
you're gonna, I would say it's one of the 3 best City Connect
one?
jerseys they have.
and
right now.
they have like, but they
This one?
That's the one. Yeah.
a lot,
Oh,
and
those
the,
are nice.
and the players have see the color of the hat. A lot of the players were doing the high socks, and the socks are that color of the
a good
hat.
look.
They were
It's like Miami Vice colors.
It's
yeah.
a good
They're
look.
paying tribute to the Cuban Sugar Kings, the
Yes.
AAA minor league team that won the Junior World Series championship in 1959.
terrible uni. Obviously,
Good
I
unit.
don't know what I'm talking about.
Great uniform.
I don't mind it. I'm not going to say it's my
Can
favorite.
you show me the Dodger one real quick?
The Dodger
They're
City Connects.
like I said,
Pajamas.
they look like pajamas. They look like pajamas.
I need to see this. I don't know if you guys are just San Francisco biased.
No, they're bad. Again, like I said, the Giants ones are also
You gotta-
not good,
you
but
gotta
these
get
are
the
bad.
full-
They're also boring. They're
gotta-
just boring. At least the Giants ones do something interesting.
You got to get the full with the pants. 'Cause I think the pants like really bring it together.
I will say, I know what baseball's doing here. Basketball's had a lot of success doing these sort of like throwback jerseys, these city jerseys.
That's the pants they wear on the field.
But yeah, I don't know. I think basketball's had more success doing this than baseball has had so far.
Yeah, I mean, I know we need to stimulate jersey sales, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, to what end?
yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw those Rockies ones as well with the Rocky Mountains. They are something.
Oh,
Yeah, hat's kind of cool. The rest of it, it's something.
We could have a whole. We should.
Oh!
Yeah, like Utah Jazz.
Oh!
We just saw the Rockies jerseys.
It does look like the Utah Jazz a little bit.
They are something.
The old school Utah Jazz ones, right?
Yeah. We should have a whole segment on the City Connect jerseys. Actually, we probably should have done that a year ago.
That's right. That's right.
Next year when they announce these jerseys, we should do a segment on the new jerseys.
We could do like how they used to do those like after shows for the Oscars where they would rate everyone on the red carpet. We should do that with these jerseys.
Yep.
What are the A's? A's got to have one.
They are going to have one later this year.
They don't have one
They
yet.
don't have one yet.
They're going to be amazing. I guarantee you.
My guess is
For the
because
2,000 people
It's going to have a paying tribute to the feral cat problem.
That's right. You're going to have a cat on there.
It's going to have the tree, right?
It's going to look better than your creamsicle jerseys.
I've got a feeling it will be better than the Giants one, and I bet they're going to debut them against the Giants in August. Or they're playing.
It's cool. Like I look at the Giants and I just think of those old Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
I actually don't.
Steve Young should rock one.
Yeah.
Well, and it's hard for me to even wear the. I mean, I like the way they look on the players, but like the traditional cream Giants jersey to wear, it's terrible because it's so white. It's like, there you go. You got a little dirt on it.
The
Well,
the actual white one or the cream one? Because
the cream home ones.
Yeah, because the cream one isn't as bad. Like a white jersey.
No, it looks fine, but yeah, it's one of those things you can't wear.
Yeah.
Get a little mustard on it at the game, and it's over.
It's over.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I miss the Barry Bonds black jerseys that you could get. Those were like
yeah.
actually they have one now with the SF on the side.
Get them nice and scuffed up.
Yeah. Well, before we end the show, we want to talk really quickly about some of the auctions that are kind of popping off right now. And we mentioned the triple logo man last week. An interesting auction that sold through Christie's was the highest selling Jordan rookie card. Well, I don't know if I really like it because it's an autograph version. Now, it was pack pulled. 06-07 Fleer had 23 copies of an original Jordan card signed and stamped with an authenticity. Well, this one got graded 8.5 with a 9 auto and sold for over $1 million. So it's the highest rookie sale of a Jordan card. I think it's a cool card. I think it's way overvalued. I mean, to me, it's like giving more precedent to the in-person autos.
Do you know what product that came out of?
Yeah, 06-07 Fleer.
06-07 Fleer.
Only 23 copies.
Only 23 copies. 14 known, apparently. So there is a potential that there's 9 more that could be pack pulled.
So there's 9 more cards that are potentially worth $1 million that are in the packs?
Could be. And the boxes, I think, have went from 5,000 to like 7,000 or 8,000. Might not be a bad rip. They probably made a ton of it. There's retail versions as well. I was looking. I think somebody had one on eBay for like $8,000 a box. It's probably like pulling a superfractor odds, I would assume.
Yeah.
But
I think it's a pretty damn cool concept that they kind of buy back, and only 20. I mean, I love the fact there's only 23 of them. If there was more than that, then I feel some type of way. But the fact that there's only 23 of them, I think that's cool because like Jordan's probably not in person signing a lot of these anyways, right? Himself, for people.
Well, we have that oversized one in the shop, so I said that's at least $500,000, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just actually, it should be worth. I mean,
more because it's bigger.
Yeah, it should be worth like $5 million.
It's like a 14 by 10.
Like it's at least like 5 of those cards all together.
I always wanted that too. Like I think that piece is so cool.
And it looks like the data-wise right now, the exquisite number to 23. So these are the 2 ones that are at Golden we talked about last week. And there's 14? How many days left? 2 weeks?
There are 10 days left.
10 days left.
And as of right now, as of this recording, by about $50,000, the LeBron Exquisite RPA is outselling the triple logo.
50,000. What are the totals right now?
I believe it was 1,750,000 for the Exquisite RPA, and it's 1.7 million for the triple.
Which you're looking like you're confused. I think the hobby has spoke. To be honest.
No.
How
much time is left?
10 days. There's a lot of time.
Okay.
Just found it interesting.
You
but
can't
there's a lot
celebrate
of
for
time.
another 2 weeks, though.
Yeah, come on, man.
If I was buying a card, I would buy the Exquisite RPA number to 23.
Cool.
Not me.
Not
I'll
the
take
More
triple
triple
logo
logo
man.
mans for me and C-Rad.
Yeah, I take the triple logo man all day.
We want to place any bets on how this is ending? Because now I think it's interesting
bets,
that it's
like
changed.
I told you guys last week. I think it's gonna hit 10 million, man.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I think 10 is gone now.
I'm pretty optimistic on 5, a little bit north of 5 or a little bit higher.
So basically,
it'll outperform the exquisite rookie.
We are basically, and I mean, this is probably this is normal for bidding. Like, it's going to be the big one. The big bidders are going to wait till the very last
Why would
day.
Why would you come to the party now?
Right. There's no reason to.
So you can basically show everybody that you're the high bidder at like with 10 days left. Look, look what I'm winning.
It doesn't.
Look what I'm not going to own.
Because the way that golden auctions are, you get to go into overtime if you place a bid. So the guys that maybe want to be involved in the overtime, they're just dropping bids.
But I would have 10 days to place that bid.
Yeah, but what if you forgot in the last hour?
Okay. Dude, I'm bidding $1.7 million, and I'm just casually going to forget that I did that? Dude, what world do you live in?
Well, I mean, the guys.
I miss out on auctions all the time.
In defense, the type of person who can drop $2 million on a card might kind of forget. Oh, oops! I meant to spend $2 million on that.
$2 million is $2 million to somebody who has even a lot of money.
I guess I'll just buy 5 Fabergé eggs instead.
Is that
well?
Is that the whole thing? Like, my kid got my phone and accidentally went on golden auction and
get that weird email. Sorry, can I get the refund? I didn't mean to do this. My kid was playing.
My kid was playing with my phone, and I accidentally bid $4 million.
Well, people were discussing this over social media, and I can't remember what account brought it up. But like, it's a hypothetical question. What amount of money do you have to have in your bank to justify spending $4 million on a card or $5 million? Is it $100 million? Is it $200 million?
Minimum $100 million.
I think a minimum.
But then you're giving away 4% of your net worth on a trading card?
I think, yeah, but I mean, you still have $96 million.
See, it's not a trading card. It's an asset.
How much money is in your bank account?
Yeah.
$100 million in your bank account is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you got to figure.
So it's okay if you have $100 million, then you're like giving somebody the pass, not like 200, 300, or 400 million in your bank account.
I mean, you may have like $20 million in your bank account, but you have like other assets that make your net worth a lot more.
See, that's the difference. Are we talking about how much does a person's net worth have to be, or how much money do they have to have in the bank to afford this card?
True. Yeah. Well, right now,
I mean,
people's net worth are dropping
how does that work
days.
though? Like, let's say hypothetically, like, you don't have that money in your bank account. Like, you think you can contact like a bank and be like, "Hey, can you give me a loan for this $5 million card? What's the interest rate going to be on that?"
It'd be like a mortgage.
Well, it'd be like a $5 million mortgage.
Right, which is a very high-end house. Yeah, I mean, that's why I can't see this card going over $3 million. That's why I think you guys are crazy.
Don't you think don't you think all these cards sell to a fractional company?
I think the fractional companies are in trouble, though.
Because that can that could be an asset, and then they basically put that on their fractional site.
I'm sure the big ones are bidding on it. You're exactly correct, because then they could give everybody a $100, $200, $1,000 piece of it. Or whatever.
I'll say too, a bank, like what you were saying. Like, I know you were joking, but a bank loan to buy a card like this, that's not too crazy. Because I'll bring this up. Drake has a lyric. This is maybe like 5-6 years ago though, but he had a lyric where he talked about how he had 2 mortgages, which totaled $30 million. So for somebody like Drake to maybe take out a $5 million loan to buy this.
Somebody like Drake. I'm talking about somebody.
He's talking about somebody that maybe makes like 120 grand.
I'm saying about like.
Well, you gotta have first of all, you probably have to have perfect credit, long time credit.
You would need some type of. You'd need $1 million as a down payment. Yeah, I mean, you could look at it as a house. You would need 20%.
Amex Black. I mean, what credit card has that kind of limit anyway?
Am I the only one who thinks unless your name is Drake, you will get laughed out the door? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm being pessimistic, but I don't know.
Your name is Shine. Shine's probably Shine's got through a bit on that thing.
Are they? Sure. Is this like their actual names that they use on their credit
or Scarelli
credit application?
Drizzy. He signs his checks, Drizzy.
Or the guy that sold the Luka logo, man. He has a big collection, too. Yeah. I can't remember what his name is.
Larry the Filler Killer could probably afford this card.
Maybe.
I don't know. I think I still think over $5 million on that triple.
I still think 10.
It's a modern day grail.
I still think 10.
All right, well, you guys are I'm gonna have my Hall of Fame speech once it happens, and it's $3 million or around there. If it's anywhere from the biggest sell to $3.9 million, I win. Right? Yeah, 3 to 3.9 million, I win.
Sure.
All right.
But the biggest sell before this was like 6.6 for the which card was it that sold for 6.6? It was the biggest sell before this or not before this, but the biggest sale of a sports card ever. I remember.
Honus Wagner.
Yeah, it was like $6 million or something.
But
like
that's justified. That's justified.
Oh,
This is
okay.
not.
this is justified too.
They could make another one. We've already
Okay,
talked about this.
I know this is a sports card podcast, but none of it's actually justified. It's a piece of cardboard. I mean, come on.
You might have been you might as well have been the head of the Federal Reserve and be like, you see this money? It means nothing.
Okay. That's,
and if it was the Honus that sold for $6 million, it's not a 1-on-1 like the triple logo, man. There's more Honuses out there.
But if they make a 1-on-1 triple logo man every year,
no, but
They can't make it every year, though.
But this is the first one. This is the king of all triple logo mans. Even if they do make it again, the first one's going to be the premium.
but you could buy a logo man of LeBron on the Heat 101, a logo man of LeBron on the Cavs 101, and a logo man of LeBron on the Lakers 101 for under $1 million.
You could probably
You make your own.
Under $1 million?
You
No, I
could
don't
probably
think so.
pay
No.
$5 million, have LeBron James come and give you 3 jerseys that have 3 logos and play a one-on-one pickup basketball game.
Yeah,
for
probably,
$5 million.
Probably cookie dinner too. I mean, one of
For
the, all
$5
those.
million? I don't know.
No?
I don't think LeBron would do that for
No?
$5.
What's his appearance fee? What are we thinking LeBron's appearance fee?
First of all, not just appearance, but Dan is saying to
Yeah,
give,
and
to
then all
give
those
you
other
3 game-used jerseys from different eras.
Maybe in just a little pickup game. I'm not asking for
Enjoy
much.
a glass of wine afterwards.
No.
Okay.
No, just a pickup game to 11 maybe, win by 2.
Remember, this guy has a lifetime deal with Nike.
Yeah.
Lifetime.
But LeBron has to have a price, right? He has to have an appearance price.
No, some people
50
like to be
million.
private. It doesn't even matter.
$30 million.
I would,
30 million?
It's minimum 6 figures. Minimum.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Not 6, 7.
No, it's 6.
It's minimum 8.
No, minimum 7. Minimum 7. Probably
think,
8.
You think you're a baller and you're like, I want LeBron to come to my birthday party. Like, you think it's going to cost over $1 million to have LeBron to come to your birthday party?
A minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum.
It's a lot of risk.
It should be for him, it's like, I have to make it very hard. So the only people who will get this are people who are really serious about this.
Yeah.
So. And it's not sketch and weird.
Well, I mean,
It still probably will be.
it would be sketch and weird, like. But I don't know. That seems a little ridiculous.
How much for an appearance by you? We'll put it out there.
Not 7 figures.
6?
Like 2 figures. $19.
Wow. Cheap date. Just taking McDonald's. How about you, C-Rad?
I don't know with inflation. I mean, what can you get it? What can you get it for $19?
I'll show up to break some cards with some people for like, I don't know, man, like $1,000, $1,500.
My price is higher than that, so I'm not even going to say. And I only sign flats, so that's it.
See, I do my appearances for the people.
And only inscriptions. No. Only to you. No, I'm kidding. No, that's interesting, though. But I don't know. It's kind of weird, too. Like, you know, like, I'm somebody's paying you to, like, it's almost like the whole, like, dance for me clown thing, right? You know what I mean? Like, hey, make me a balloon. Or, you know, like, it's just, like, kind of like, I'm a person.
Always
you know?
go back to that Wedding Crasher scene where he's like, the kid's like, make me a balloon, clown.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's like, you perform for me now. How much money does it take? It's kind of a weird transaction.
So, like,
anyway.
Bring me 3 game-used jerseys from
And I
3 points of your career.
I know this. I know Snoop Dogg does appearances.
Yeah, what didn't he say?
I think
he doesn't do it. He's
I think-
6 figures.
I think he is $100,000 if you
Listen,
want. I think
Snoop
if you
does
want
everything for money. He does anything.
I think
for
if you
money.
want him to come and do a song or two at your birthday party, I think it's about 150,000.
Snoop,
Oh no, that's
is
just for
literally
like
everywhere.
a Instagram video of him saying your company. That's like 100.
No, you can book him to come and perform at your birthday.
It's more than 6. It's more than 100.
I believe. I'm not gonna say I know. I know somebody who had that.
Well, at that
who
price,
did
we'll
that.
just bring him to the National. That's
Now,
cheap.
granted, this person lived in L.A.
Oh, so maybe the travel.
There was no travel.
Probably have to pay for travel.
Because remember, we could have got Bone Thugs to perform in Cleveland for like 30 grand.
It was $30,000.
That's all of them.
That's a deal.
But it was also you had to cover travel, which I didn't. I thought they all lived in Cleveland, but apparently they don't.
Boom, 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 boom.
That is a deal. Thinking about it now, but that price is probably way higher now, right?
No, this was in 16. I don't. They haven't.
No,
came out
this
with-
was.
It's not necessarily that they've
Was it
come
six-
out,
no,
but like
this-
you know,
this
like
was-
No, it was like 13 or 14.
Yes, yeah, it was 14.
It was Cleveland.
just inflation wise. I mean,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
I would
yeah,
imagine
yeah,
it's
true,
it's
true.
it's more
Well,
expensive.
we were
to get
thinking
them.
about doing a little party at in Atlantic City. Who can we get from Atlantic City?
I mean, if
Iverson?
Snoop's 100, I think Staley might throw in half of that. I don't know.
Everybody chip in.
Who do we
some of
get?
that.
Oh, we get the boss. Get Bruce Springsteen. He's from New Jersey, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Just kidding. All right, well,
That'd be
that's
easy enough.
That's pretty much all we got for the hype, guys. Well, check out mojobreak.com for more flawless breaks. See if we can pull another shield. Head on over to mojobreakshop.com where there's always daily deals. We're actually dropping prices on a daily. We have stuff that we have a lot of stock on. You'll find some great prices on mojobreakshop.com for everything trading card related. And stay tuned for the hype. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe here on YouTube, or if you're listening on Spotify, or if you're listening on iTunes, hit that subscribe. We appreciate you guys listening to the show, and we'll see you guys next week.